Recording.
Red button.
Red button. That's how I queued up, actually.
All right.
This is an emergency session, isn't it?
Yeah, I need you talking to the mic. You look how far away from you the mic you are.
You always say scream.
There you go. You need to bring it up.
Hello.
All right, you're good. All right, episode 2.8. And look who we got back. DrumBum.
We need him today.
Y'all do.
I got this cryptic coded message from Dave. All I could make out was something like nuns, mercenary sausages.
Yeah, I know. He was back for one episode and like literally completely disappeared on us
I
again.
have no idea where he is, what he's doing.
He told us he was coming back and he's not back.
Sausages and nuns.
Well,
Sounds like a good time.
ise your imagination.
I don't know. We'll ask him when he comes back next time.
You had me at sausage.
I'm sure I did.
Yes.
So I've heard. All right, 2.8, DrumBum. We've got some stuff to talk about.
We do.
And I've tried this show, seriously, and it's tough to be serious because we're a bunch of fucking clowns usually on
Yeah.
here. But seriously,
We just are.
I'm trying to be serious. I've tried to keep this thing lighthearted, no politics ever, nothing where we pit anybody else against anybody else. But some shit went down this week that needs to be discussed.
Right on the eve of flounder season closing too, like to add insult to injury,
Yeah.
salt right in the wound.
And one of my aspirations with this thing is to break out of locality, get it away from just being a local show. I'm failing miserably at that. But this is a local issue right now. There was a proclamation put out a couple of days ago that the striped bass fishery in the Sound and the Albemarle Sound is closed. And
I don't know much about that, but you
it
guys
means you
do.
can't go keep any.
Okay.
And
In the middle of the night, under cloak and dagger, like they do all their shit. Straight up.
And I want you to,
I thought you were talking about keeping this. That's how you're going to keep the stripers now. But okay.
and these numbers
we
that
got-
are on the bottom of the screen, you can't see them right now, but they will be when I post this. There's two numbers down there. One's the director of fisheries. The other one's a biologist. Call them. Bug the shit out of them. Ask them, how do they justify it? I want some sort of transparency. I think as stakeholders, we deserve some sort of transparency. And I'm not going to rant. You'll rant, I'm sure.
I'll rant.
But when you do something the last minute, and what makes it so hard to swallow for me is because there's still going to be a season up in the Roanoke River in the spring for them. And those fish, you're allowed to fish on while they're spawning. And probably the safest time to fish on them is when the water's in the coolest, which is at the in the Albemarle.
Yep.
In November, December. And that fishery's been taken away, and guys are still going to go up there and catch 100 fish while they're spawning.
And you think about it here, like when, the weather's such in the wintertime here that it's not like we're going out there and killing them every single day like the Roanoke Rapid season, we got to pick and choose our windows, pick and choose our times. We get a day here, a day there,
Yeah, but call these numbers, please. However many people watch this, man, just call them, ask them, how do you justify having a season closed for one shareholder group but open for another for the same species? That's the answer I can't find. You can try to blind me with data, but the optics are you're fucking somebody.
Yeah.
If you're gonna fuck somebody, fuck everybody.
Right.
And which link brings me to Keith. You hit the nail on the head the other day when I was looking at one of your posts. All the shit over the last 25 years or so. How we lose a species.
Beyond me, how we've gone for, and this Outer Banks is the fishing. Of course, you see this a lot of places, but seriously, we've got offshore fishing, greatest in the world. We've got surf fishing, great. Sound fishing, great. You could walk on the drum this year, awesome fishing. But how can you justify going, okay, let's go to this place or this place? Let me look at their limits. I can keep one flounder if we go in September, one red drum, 3 bluefish. Sounds freaking awesome. Let's go buy a giant cooler for all that.
Yeah.
I don't know how y'all do it because people, half-day charters, I don't know how you do it because there's more half-day charters than there's ever been, but y'all are still running charters. It's great. Y'all are catching them in your fish. But when you go with little Joey from Ohio who catches a 33-inch drum and he sets the hook and says, this is the greatest fish I ever caught. And you say, well, that one's too big. And then you catch that one slot one, and you go, okay, y'all hungry? Y'all can keep your one fish. It's and I don't want to kill everything like I used to, but just give us some. I got like 400 kids to feed. Give me some fish to eat. We're not in the striper stuff. And this is how the meeting, in case y'all don't know, they have a public meeting before anything they do. They have a public meeting usually at some undisclosed location in the middle of the night, when Monday Night Football's on or something. And the meetings are the head guy up there doing what I did to professors when they were talking to me in college. I would get a very interested look on what they were saying and go, yeah, you're right. And not know what the hell they were saying. They've got their minds made up
before it even happens.
The Kobe one, same deal. This one, the same deal. And if you dare speak up and start calling people out by name, and you can ask one of our buddies we all know very well, then Sheriff Roscoe Pico Train will show up and tell them to shut up and stop talking so loud. So
I got you, but I want you to call people out by name here. Their names are right here with their phone.
Oh yeah,
today.
yeah,
So
and call people up and ask them what's going on.
just ask them. Say, how do you justify this?
How do you justify this?
I'm excited about making these phone calls.
You should. I want you to do it. I want anybody to do it, to say, how do you close down one fishery but keep the other one open? I'm not asking for you to give me my 5 red drum back. I'm not asking for you to give me 15 bluefish back. But get real, man. And it's not, how many people actually go fishing with you that are catch and release?
Very, very
Exactly.
few.
Exactly. Same thing with me, man. And you watch shows, man. Everybody's releasing fish and everybody's having a good time letting their fish go. And we let lots of fish go, but there's not a handful of clients each year out of 150 trips or whatever I'm going to run that say, hey, man, I don't want to keep any. Most people, the vast majority, and if you want to talk science, the significant level at 0.95 is most people want to keep fish.
Well, these people are coming from a long ways away. They don't have access to fresh seafood.
Yeah.
They have 1 day a year to go fishing, and they want to eat something fresh out of the ocean. I don't blame them. I like eating stuff fresh. That's one thing we love about living here is eating fresh.
And who doesn't eat fish? I don't eat fish. I'm not the guy, but I want people. That's what
You
they
eat
want to
tuna.
do.
Yeah.
I eat tuna. If people want to keep fish, man, let them keep some fish. Stop taking every single fish away, and stop having political organizations trying to make the narrative that, hey, we just need to let everything go.
No.
That's not true. What happens when you let everything go? But then where are you going to eat? We're going to import it.
Exactly.
But I'm not going down that road, man. Just some shit that's on my mind I want to vent about is the optics are such.
It feels very backwoods politics to me. The Roanoke Rapids season is in an area where there's money and there's people with influence. And it feels very like you said, the middle of the night, like somebody came in and said, hey, let's not let these guys catch them, but let's leave them for us. And like I said, we're not, our fishery here is so weather dependent, it's just, we don't put a dent in these things. That we got 1 or 2 bridges that hold the fish, and that's about where they get caught.
And those guys aren't going to miss any days because of weather up the river in the
they're in
spring.
a creek.
Yeah, they can fish every
freaking
day.
in a creek.
And I'm not trying to dog those guys, man.
It's awesome.
They get to fish, man. I'm glad everybody gets to earn $1. But man, if you're going to take it from one guy, you got to take it from the other. Plain and simple.
And the numbers of fish they're catching up there and releasing, and I get it. When I go out striper fishing in the fall and go catch, it used to be crazy numbers, but if I go catch 15 to 25 stripers, that's a great day, and I'll let go of them, gently release them like I always do fish. And but they're catching 100 in a half day. You're telling me I'm catching them in super cold water. They're catching them in a little bit warmer water where they're getting ready to spawn. They're catching 100. I'm catching 25. What's the mortality? Let's come up with some data there.
I'm sure there's some data there already.
I
know there is because I hear it, but I'm not getting in there because people's eyes will
it's just
nod off.
Yeah, but they don't all survive because we all have that
No,
you know, even when you catch 15, you have one that probably isn't hooked.
Right.
You know, he's hooked a
Hooked
little
wrong.
deep, or
Yeah.
you know, I mean, he eats the bait wrong, or you know, whatever you want to say, and he's going away. So you know, you think about those. You know, you catch them by the, and we used to catch them by the hundreds here. You know, you used to be able to freaking go out there and catch 100 in a day on the Curry Tuck Bridge.
It was all you wanted.
You know,
It really is.
I mean, I definitely believe that the striper numbers have declined over the years. I mean, I think as
Most
fishermen
definitely.
we've seen that, but you know, like you said, you got to, if you're going to protect anything, it's got to be the spawning grounds, right?
That I would think so. That's what you'd want to protect first.
Yeah, that's why they made a slot on them in the ocean, so you can protect those larger females with the eggs. Same thing with the cobias. You know, in the bay, there's a slot on them. They're protecting the ones with the eggs. Let's
The reds here, we're trying to get the breeders.
Yeah. So I mean, if you're throwing that in my face with these other species, what are you doing here with these stripers?
That's my point of the optics of this argument.
Yeah, I know.
Anyway.
So use the phone number, make the calls.
Definitely
Call
do.
them, just ask them, man. Hold somebody accountable.
And as far as the recreational fish, and we're not going to do it because that's what they want is for us to get in a recreational commercial spat, yelling match or whatever. But since I work in a tackle shop, I'm not making my millions just off of my lures. I know you're shocked about that.
DrumBum.
Till the movie starts. DrumBum. But anyway, no, but the amount of licenses I do every day, we've got a lot of recreational anglers that come down here. They don't buy a license. They go fishing.
Yeah.
I mean, the amount of money that I just don't get why we don't have a voice. We don't have a voice, and it's sad.
That's a whole nother argument.
Oh,
It
yeah.
takes money to have a voice. And
Oh yeah.
Well, yeah.
independent contractors.
And like we were talking about, I mean, I would make the argument that we talk about these studies they do where they're putting their nets out on a rough day. They're not
Oh, yeah.
leaving the dock.
Yeah.
You know, they're putting their nets out on the sun. You know, my argument would be that if you want that we especially us as charter boat fishermen who are going every day that it's possible to go when we're booked. We're the scientists here. We're the ones that are
Yeah.
doing that's the definition of an experiment is repetition. You know, and we're seeing it offshore too with the sharks. You know, I mean, I'm making these phone calls telling these people about the spinner sharks that are out there in 500 fathoms eating my tunas, and they're like, "Well, a spinner shark is a coastal shark. They don't live over yeah." And I'm like, "Yeah, that's my point here." You know, like we are identifying spinner sharks, so taking photos of spinner sharks eating tunas in 3,000 feet of water where they're not supposed to be, and meanwhile Charlie Locke's on the beach catching them commercially half a mile off the beach. So obviously we have a positive population issue here, and this is not something I've seen one time. This is something I've seen day in and day out for the last 10 years, and I mean I think it goes the same for us as fishermen. I mean, these people doing these stock assessments have no idea what's out there. You know, even we don't necessarily know what's out there ourselves.
And this will be the last thing I say when we talk about talking about sciences, man. Science, we in this realm in fisheries, we try to use absolutes, which is probably the hardest
It's impossible.
realm of science to get a good grasp on because it's in an area that you just can't see. You can't put a field camera out. You can't take a satellite image of it, man. Everything's below surface where radio transmission doesn't.
And always moving.
Yeah. All right, let's take a break, man. Got to go to TW's, our sponsor. TW's
Nag's Head.
Not
Nag's
TW's.
Head's
I ain't
okay.
giving you nothing.
All right, be right back.
Red button.
Yeah, Donnie D from DOA and Misguided Fishing. Check it out. TW's got everything you need to catch all the fishes. The rods, the reels, string, baits, from all the guys that make that stuff. Shimano, Daiwa, Penn, St. Croix, Yoseria, Meat Hawk, etc., etc., etc. You want to look fly when you're doing all that catching? They got you covered with gear from Salty Crew, Pelagic, Extra Tough, and more. You got questions? Ask away. TW's is staffed by people who fish every chance they get. They got their finger on the pulse of Outer Banks fishing. I haven't even scratched the surface of this place. It's like a toy store for grown-ups. So check out TW's Bait and Tackle in Nag's Head, the Outer Banks' largest tackle shop. Milepost 10.
DrumBum.
And we're back.
Thanks, TW's.
Oh yeah.
Thanks, guys.
TW's Nag said thank you.
Not TW's Kitty Hawk.
No.
Which doesn't make any sense.
Yeah.
To me, man. Why we got the same name?
I,
So like McDonald's, one guy owns one McDonald's, one guy's owning another McDonald's.
I'm pleading the fifth on this one. I'm not allowed to say anything.
He signed an NDA.
Yeah, that's right.
All right, tell me about DrumBum. What's DrumBum going? You making lures?
Well, let me tell y'all.
wife
Y'all
running the
called me up this morning, and I came because when y'all come, I mean, when y'all
You're
call
like Terry
me,
Garr. You're old enough when Letterman used to get a guest at the last minute. He'd call Terry Garr.
yeah,
And that's what we're doing with you.
I'm Terry Carr.
You're Terry Garr.
Okay, but anyway, no, I was making rigs, listening to the Beastie Boys, making rigs and rolling them out. And Jack texted me, and I was like, Jack's probably going to the inlet, and it's blowing 80. And he wanted me on here. I'm jumping because somebody's got to say something about. I mean, they're just pulling this on us. What next?
Oh, there's plenty of
No ribbon fish?
Still, yeah.
What?
we beat up on the ribbon fish last week.
Oh,
Yeah,
God.
the ribbon fish got
No.
Dave with a couple of beards in him beat up on the ribbon fish.
Yes, he did.
That's probably why he's out of town now.
Yes.
Probably why he left town.
He's in hiding from the inshore
From the what do you call it,
fleet.
the Clark Spoon Fleet.
No, but thank God for ribbon fish and sharks because my drum rigs, I can't keep all the tackle shops in stock. I love it.
Because
It's the greatest thing in the world.
And I mean, you're sitting right beside a satisfied customer.
Yes. Yeah, I know. Jack, I would say a world famous something.
I would say that. Yeah, absolutely.
I would say so. And he calls me up and says, I want 25 rigs. Make them in a hurry. And then about 3 months later, he paid me, and it was awesome. It was.
I picked him up and made it.
because I've heard that it's really not you. You're the laborer, but your wife runs the whole show.
There's some words for what I am, and I'm not the brains. I'm just the guy that ties.
Because I like the
Oh, yeah, everybody goes-
DrumBum reports are
The
great, man.
reports are awesome,
And
and
I'm
the
glad to see they're
pictures.
getting some traction now. But I finally heard that it wasn't you.
No, I don't even know how to turn the computer on. But yeah, it's all my words. She just correctly spells them and puts them sort of in order.
Mama
It
DrumBum.
takes about 3 or 4 cuss words out of them. So yeah, I'm just. It has been a great year for me. Prices on everything since I bought so much junk, it stayed the same. So I'm not charging anybody extra. But next year. Yeah,
You're gonna get me
that's
next-
right.
you're gonna
You
get me
probably
next
won't
year.
have a sponsor next year because he's got to pay me more.
I'm gonna have to go ahead and. Can I go ahead and lock
Yeah,
in my
lock
rates for
in the
next year?
price.
I need to lock in my price here. No, but they're great. I mean, I call Keith. I tell him what I want to catch, where I want to catch it, and he ties them right up. And like he said, usually I put my order in ahead of time.
I'm gonna do you motherfuckers like a Muslim thief if you keep hitting the table.
Oh shit! I keep hitting the table. But he chop our hands off.
Yeah.
I get it. But yeah, dude, they're great, and I catch drum on them.
Yep.
They don't break.
They
and
don't
they're well
break.
tied. And you know, I mean, it's something that I don't have to sit at my house and spend time doing and make a mess for my wife to get mad at.
And
me.
like I said, there is a ton of companies, and I could do this, who've got about 30 different little people tying them for them. I tie every snell I tie. The only thing I do not do is the spinner baits. My wife does those because they are complicated. But everything else I do, and I crimp. So if you lose something, yell at me. And we do have people come in now to the store and go, hey, do you see what that DrumBum guy said on his podcast? Do you know that guy? And I was like, that guy's a dick. You don't.
That's cool, man. And I'm all serious, man. I love when small businesses make a go of it. I really do, especially local small businesses. I love it. You're making a go of it. I mean, like Bob, Meat Hog Bob, Billy
Yeah.
with the lures, man, boat up
Oh,
lures.
yeah.
I love it when guys that did shit just for themselves and say, all right,
Oh,
let
yeah.
me make a hustle out of it if I can.
And Walmart.
And it starts working out. And
know that
Walmart. Little guys like that.
It started with a little guy, I think. It did.
There was one guy, he probably had
He was short.
deep pockets.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, I'm being serious, man. It's
No,
cool.
it is
It's cool to
fun.
go in a shop and see somebody that you know who used to do this stuff for free or fun.
And they catch fish, you know? I mean, you know, all it is a hook, and I do put the bait on it myself. But
And anytime it doesn't catch one, it's probably Jack's fault.
it
is what I'm thinking.
Yeah, exactly. I got the wrong bait, or I'm
Yeah.
not casting far enough, or something like that. I did catch a fish yesterday on one of your rigs, and for me to catch a
Where'd
fish,
you catch fish?
I caught a drum yesterday, drum
Where?
on the pier.
Oh, on the pier.
Mm-hmm.
Not last night.
I didn't know. I went.
Were you so fucking bored that you had to go out when it was blowing 50 and rain?
Well, a buddy got Travis got him the night before because he was there at the right time. So I was actually when he called me to come, told me I needed to come. I didn't go because I was
So you're
I
trying to
was
catch
tired
last
and I
night's
didn't go.
fish.
And I was trying to
It
catch
always
yesterday's
works.
fish the next night.
Yeah,
and
it works.
How did you?
Quentin was out there with me.
I know, but how do you convince? And like I said on the phone to you, man, why would Quentin go with you?
Well, he didn't. We went separately, but we were both fishing the same area.
What, did y'all talk on the phone? Like, I'll meet you there.
We talked. On
What
the
are you
phone,
going to
like-
wear?
Yeah,
It was one of them.
Have you
deals.
seen Quentin?
I did actually ask him what he was going to wear. Are you wearing waders
Have you
or
ever seen
not?
Quentin's girlfriend?
I don't look at girls. I'm happily married.
You wouldn't. You wouldn't want to hang out with Jack. So that was my question. Just why would you want to go hang out the night with Jack when it's blowing its ass off?
Jack's got stories.
And we didn't and we actually didn't hang out. Like Quentin stayed. They stayed at further up the jetty. I walked all the way out to the end
Because that's what heroes do.
Yeah, I fished the north side and the south side. Fished 3 different places along it, and
He did call me. He texted me, Keith, what you doing? I don't know. I'm on my couch.
It's
Warm.
blowing.
Yeah.
I'm reading
and raining.
I'm reading a book.
Yeah. No, I don't know.
Well, it was a good. Also, I wanted to do a nighttime check of the boat. Because we're in the middle of Ian right now, the remnants of Ian. We're tied to the dock.
I checked it out yesterday. It was there.
Yeah.
did.
So, but I wanted to do a nighttime check last night, so I went, and so I just figured I'd go down there about 10, check the boat. I did put an extra rope or 2 on, and then just ease over there and went fishing. I ate a bowl of ice cream last night for dessert, so I decided that.
Oh yeah, that's a cheat.
I mean, it's a walk out there, dude.
Oh, dude, I about died.
It is. I know it's a walk.
Fucking-
I didn't
Used to be easy.
How about the guy? How about talking about stripers? How about the stripers? Oh, we're not supposed to talk about.
Oh, yeah.
The old days of winter stripers.
No, we're done with that.
But I was just thinking about those guys last night that used to. This was before I had my driver's license. But when you would catch them on the wooden swimming plugs on the shoals at nighttime.
Oh, that you talk about being humbled. Of course, we figured out eels because North Carolina figures out everything, and we were the first to figure it out, and nobody figured it out that striper would eat an eel. So we'd throw the eels out, and all of a sudden, Delaware and Jersey guys would come down with these wooden plugs while we're not getting bit and go, "Can I throw real quick in between you and hook up every cast?" and I'm not one to be that proud. I finally was like, "Can I get one of those?" And that's when that Gibbs plugs. Oh,
Yeah.
It was an awesome bite. It was an awesome bite.
Yeah, and
It was great.
But
Great fishing.
I was thinking about
We're not talking about winter.
hauling that fish. Like I'm going, thank God I can't keep a drum right now because can you like hauling 2 of those things back from that jetty?
When you would real quick, and I won't mention them anymore. We'd catch.
Donnie hates it.
We'd catch 20, 25 pounders. Of course, they call them 30, 35 pounders. And you'd have them 2 over your side. Then you'd be walking off. This is on the south side. That was a super sneaky spot. You go off the south side straight ahead and walk through the dunes. Well, one night, a marine fisheries guy jumps out like ninja style on me. And this was back when I might have had 1 or 40. And told me, have you, these were slobs. Have you measured, are they 28 inches? I said, I don't know. And you don't really have control over them on the ropes. So I threw him down real quick, flopped all over his boots. It was all he could do not to shoot me in the dune. They were 40-inch fish,
So they were big enough.
but I digress.
You do.
Good.
We've talked that into the ground. Everybody knows we're living in the past here.
Yeah,
Oh,
well, I was just
All right, and we had this conversation with Travis. Why I own a boat. I don't need to fish off the beach or off the jetty anymore or anything like that.
yeah, but it's it's a different experience. It's a different fight. It's a
Lot
little bit
different
more.
fight.
It's a little bit more rewarding, when you actually work for something.
Because I didn't know big drum caught in the boat don't count.
They don't. No,
That's
it
I've heard that.
doesn't count. Well, for a charter, it does.
Just like catching cobias on a buoy doesn't count.
Yes.
That definitely does not count.
It's not count.
Well, unless you catch them on a bucktail. If you get them to eat a bucktail, it counts.
Yeah.
But a lot of fat back
It
now.
requires no skill to look. You know, your eyes can be blind and find them like that.
No, yeah, but I mean, some people
taste
that
good, though.
some people that we know take it very seriously. They're
Oh,
very
yes.
I see. He puts his saddle.
I talked to him a little while ago.
Station.
I talked to him a little while ago. He's doing taxes. He's been doing taxes for 6 months.
It's a lot
Still
of
hasn't got it.
a lot
all
of wood.
that driftwood.
I don't. That's
Got to report
every day I
piece.
talk to you. You're doing taxes. It's really not that hard.
No, well,
I haven't done.
I hired an accountant.
Yeah, I got one too. He does as well, but he's doing taxes.
Yeah. So yeah, it's blowing right now.
It is. It's blowing. It's steady.
Yeah.
Was
Once this episode comes out, hopefully it won't be blowing anymore, but it probably still
It
will
might
be.
will be because I think we got another front coming.
Yeah, we do.
I
What
saw,
did I see? I saw like one day of calmness on Monday, and then it starts blowing again.
yeah, something like that.
And
Yeah.
then you got the big surf fishing tournament coming up this week, biggest on the East Coast or something.
Yeah, Nags Head Surf
Nags
Fishing
Head surf
Tournament.
fishing tournament.
Are you in that?
That ain't fair.
How about that?
Really? Sort of like every tournament around here. They hand me my brown paper bag.
No professionals
Yeah,
are allowed. in
that's
that
right.
tournament.
How about is there drum bum rigs in the tournament?
Oh, there'll be a plethora.
You got.
Amy taught me that word before I
That's
came.
cool.
So anyway.
I'm glad you used
How
it.
about the the bait of choice from what I hear from the old timers in the tournament is the doodlebug.
The
You
doodle
don't
bug they
you
do not make anymore. Now this is a funny thing is I've had
You have to sneak into Sam Stokes'
three
barn.
or four tackle shops down here who will be unnamed who said, Keith, if we get you doodlebug stuff, will you make them? And my answer was no, because it's a process making them. I don't know how he charged what he did. Of course, he made them a while back, but there's no way I would do that. Just the process of putting it all together.
All I know is the second place team last year, they caught about a 22, 24-inch Spanish mackerel on a doodlebug.
I caught one on a
tournament.
popping cork the other day. You want to start making popping corks for me?
Hey, you're laughing?
You have a popping cork sponsor.
Hey.
Never mind.
Oh, okay. Well, I was getting ready to say DrumBum will have a popping cork next year. I'm just saying. I'm not going to say who's going to carry them.
You'll probably make money. My sponsor probably won't make money because they're so good, they last forever.
Well, yeah, this one's going to be a little different from everybody's. Not going to be the titanium wire, but it's going to be a good wire that's going to last forever because I hate the straight wire ones. Like,
I don't have any wires.
yeah.
Mine doesn't
Yeah.
have wires.
Oh, yeah, you can do heavy mono.
Doesn't have any yet.
No?
Well, it's 3D.
So I'm going to steal one. And
Who makes yours?
Legend, popping corks.
oh, there you go.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I don't do much boat fishing for that sort of species.
Yeah, it's
just
a
'cause it's
shame.
cheating. But if I did,
If I did, I'd be a fly rodder. That'd probably be you.
yeah, that would. I can cast a fly rod. Sarah Gardner taught me to throw a fly rod. So
Which brings us back. And I think she's on the Marine Fisheries Commission. Didn't she?
Uh-oh.
I think she
I
got
will call her up.
nominated for it.
oh really?
Yeah. So Reese has her number already.
Oh
Well,
really?
see,
You
then
think?
the line's busy.
she'll answer his call about as much as everybody else answers it.
He's probably out front of her house right now in the middle of this storm.
Picketing.
Picketing.
Well, I say about him, he's going through the 5 stages of grief, but he has not acceptance. He hasn't got to yet.
No.
He's really struggling with it.
That's the whole thing about this. This is done deal. But we can still bitch.
Do we need a red light flashing?
I got it turned around wrong.
Okay.
Y'all keep talking. I'll turn it around. I'll make sure that it's still flashing.
I'm just know you've done that before. We got some good stuff going on here. So, oh boy,
Working?
I don't see it flashing.
Speak to me.
All right, I'm speaking to you.
Yeah, it's recording.
Okay, just it doesn't flash. It's just red.
I don't know.
When is the last time you have been out?
I fished. Today is Friday. I fished Wednesday. No, I was at the firehouse Wednesday. I fished Tuesday.
Tuesday?
Yeah,
good?
Tuesday was the day I had to come in early from my afternoon trip
All right.
because I hooked the guy in the head and buried the 1/4-ounce jig head in the back of his skull.
You did yourself.
I did it. I was downstairs. It was 2 of them and me. I was downstairs fishing and casting sidearm and right in the back of the head.
Barb
Oh.
buried.
Buried. Barb point coming out. So went in.
What did you do in that situation? Did he go to the
the
doctor?
fireman
Yeah,
take
yeah.
over?
No, the fireman said, let's
Said,
go.
let's go to.
I said, let's go in. Trips on me.
Yeah.
Trips on me. I'll get your fish cleaned and I'll meet you at urgent care. His wife picked him up at the dock. I went up to urgent care and offered to take care of that bill. But he said he put it on the insurance. If there's anything ridiculous, he'd contact me.
Right.
But he was
Customer for life.
I hope so. I mean, first
Shit happens.
Good fishing, though.
No, I made one. The second, it really wasn't that good. We made one drift for the trouts, and we had 2 20s, a 19, and 18 on one drift, and a bluefish.
Yeah, there's
And
a
went
lot
back
of
to make
nice
this-
bluefish
I
around.
went back to make the second drift, and I hooked him. So it could have been good, or it could have just been one drifting and then
Right,
died.
right.
I don't know.
Gotcha. But I did hear from several people, and I know a lot of people don't like this. I'm one of the few people that do. I heard the nice 3 to 5, 6 pound bluefish were around.
The day
Ask
that,
Reese.
the day that
Yeah.
we hit last week, the bluefish and the drum mixed together.
That's awesome.
The drum were underneath the bluefish. We had a blue
Like
that
the
was
old
about,
days.
We had a blue that was
When they
about
were
15
stripers.
pounds.
Really?
Yeah, legitimate.
Would we call that a
How big?
gorilla? A
About
chopper?
15, legitimate.
Pound blues?
Yeah, it was one. I mean, most of them were in that 3 to 4 pound range.
That's
but
awesome.
It was. We threw everything out there and lost everything, and everybody grabbed another rod to throw. I go, whoa, 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 whoa. We gotta fix
Yeah,
something
we got
here.
it. Yeah, we got it.
But yeah, it was good. It was good. I left. One guy stayed on for 2 hours.
That's
Impressive bite. Probably one of the best. Didn't I mention this? One of the best bites I've ever been on in my life.
That's
Really? This
Period.
year?
Yeah.
Just the
Not
other
just
day?
this year. Ever. It was that kind of good. I saw it from a distance. Looked like a big black bed of menhaden. We had not caught shit. A whole trip. We're 30 minutes from the dock.
They were all right there.
And I thought it was menhaden. I was just going to go check it out.
right.
And it was blues, and underneath, and all of a sudden the reds popped up from underneath the blues.
Man.
That's freaking awesome.
It was just to see how the way
yeah.
it worked out, and then you were throwing stuff and trying to rip it from the blues so the reds
Let
could
the
get
drum,
it.
yeah. Yeah.
It's pretty good.
No kidding. That's awesome.
And not many people knew about it.
Right. I found it. See, everybody calls me because they know I'm not going to go. I'm just going to go. Yeah, I got to tie rigs.
Yeah, it was.
You didn't call. You didn't. Your phone. You left your phone on the dock at the dock that
The
day.
phone was with me,
No, it
but
was
it was
dead.
It was just.
It was dead.
It was
In your
late.
pocket.
It was in late in the trip.
That's what Donnie would have pulled out. Well, the numbers, Keith. And I don't know numbers. Are you near a stump or something?
All right. What else you got, man? We're gonna wrap this up.
All right.
What else you got?
Well, I went fishing Tuesday.
Yes, and you
Yep.
did not catch me any tuna. The only fish,
We did catch some tuna. Yeah.
but you did not catch
I did
me.
not catch you any tuna. We caught some blackfins, and there was a little sign of yellowfins in the afternoon. Caught a sailfish. So, kind of a good sign for fall fishing. Starting to kind of seem to be picking back up. So hopefully that's pretty really good sign of yellowfins in the afternoon. I think obviously this blow is going to change it all around, but really fall's getting here. A little tropical stuff going on right now, but we've got northeast wind with it, so I like that. I think that northeast wind helps change things up around here a little bit, at least for us offshore. So, I think we're looking at hopefully everything calming down and getting back to it, right?
Yeah, I'd like to fish for another 6 weeks.
Yeah, same.
Yeah,
I don't have a ton of trips, but I've got one here or there. So,
I'd rather. Yeah, if I can make it mid-November, it should take me in.
yeah, same.
How
Same
about
here.
you?
I'm going to be tying rigs until I'm dead.
You're that indebted now. You had that much supplies. You got to keep working.
I haven't even put my order in yet for
Yeah.
next year.
Lock it in, baby.
All right, man. We good?
Yeah. Yep.
I appreciate-
Call,
I appreciate-
use the numbers.
Hey,
that
man,
Bob-
Yeah. Bug the hell out of these numbers.
Calling people, man. They've been up there the whole time. Buy his stuff. DrumBum. Keith
Yes.
Conger. You can find his stuff at every tackle store down here, and probably buy the shit online now. I guess.
Oh yeah, yeah. You can buy it wherever. I'm mainly doing now. I've pretty much stopped my online orders just to sell to tackle shops down here.
There you go.
Yep. If you got anything you want me to sign, I'll sign it.
And it's, in all seriousness, man, the yellowfin fishing is going to get
Good.
for you.
Yeah, it
Go
should get
fishing with
good.
this guy, aficionados. Maybe you'll give me one because he won't.
Yeah.
One day I will.
Donnie D, DOA, DrumBum, Captain Jack.
Peace out.